Hello, I'm Zack Yusof and you're watching 7 Days, bringing you a quick look at some of the top stories from the last week. A triple suicide bombing and gun attack at Istanbul's Atatürk Airport has left 41 people dead and 239 injured in the latest and deadliest strike to rock Turkey's biggest city. Turkish authorities say the attacks were carried out by 3 men who began by opening fire before blowing themselves up. It was the deadliest in a series of suicide bombings so far this year in Turkey, a participant in the US-led coalition fighting Islamic State. Speaking at the joint news conference with Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama on Wednesday, Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim said that Islamic State militants were likely behind the deadly attack.
Terör olayını üstlenenler konusundaki düşüncemiz ağırlık kazanarak devam ediyor. DAEŞ olduğuna işaret ediyor. Herhalde bir iki gün içerisinde çalışmalar tamamlanır ve canlı bombaların kimliği dahil bütün bilgiler kamuoyuna paylaşılmış hale gelir.
US President Barack Obama said on Wednesday the United States has offered all assistance available to its ally Turkey and pledged to work with Ankara to fight terrorism. Speaking of Obama, the US President said on Wednesday that he is confident Europeans will come up with a prudent plan to move forward after Britain's vote last week to leave the European Union. In a speech to the Canadian Parliament, Obama also expressed longer-term concerns about global growth if Brexit went ahead.
The short-term fallout of Brexit can be sensibly managed, but the long-term trends of inequality and dislocation and the resulting social division, those can't be ignored. How we respond to the forces of globalization and technological change will determine the durability of an international order that ensures security and prosperity for future generations.
Moving along, Toyota has called back nearly 3 million cars worldwide over possible defects involving airbags and emission control units as its recall nightmare continues. That's on top of almost 1.5 million other recalls announced for a separate airbag issue on Tuesday. The company says Prius, Aurus and Corolla models from 2006 to 2015 are prone to cracks that could eventually leak fuel. Some of the Prius models have the same problem and potentially faulty airbags as well. The hybrids, along with Lexus CT200s from 2010 to 2012, are being recalled because their airbags run the risk of partially inflating by accident. Thankfully, so far, no injuries have been reported from any of the models that are being called back. Up next, outgoing Philippine President President Aquino officially stepped down from office on Thursday in a departure ceremony, handing the position to his successor Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte, a tough-talking former mayor of Davao City, won the votes of the people with his single-issue campaign to wipe out crime in 6 months. Duterte is set to continue the past administration's economic development that has made Philippines one of the fastest-growing economies in Asia. Apart from wiping out crime, Duterte also promised to end all insurgencies in the Philippines. Now, Duterte has made some controversial statements in the past, but I tell you what, it doesn't seem to have dented his popularity with the public. It will certainly be interesting to see if he can walk the talk. And finally, a global report into 2,500 coral reefs involving research from scientists based in 34 universities and conservation groups shows some reefs to be in better shape than expected. Coral reefs worldwide are endangered by overfishing and climate change, but a new global survey found 15 unexpected bright spots that could help conservationists plot a path to sustainability.
Well, bright spots are areas that are behaving better than you would expect. And this is a fundamentally different approach to conservation, really, because as conservationists, we like to identify areas of extremely high biodiverse value and protect those areas. but this misses all the other places around the world that are in fact incredibly important to people who depend on those ecosystems for their livelihoods.
Among the best performing reefs were the Solomon Islands and Kiribati, whilst the Great Barrier Reef off Australia, the world's biggest reef, performed in line with expectations. Great news for reefs worldwide. Fantastic. So until next time, have a great week.